This is Lesson 2.0 Independent Practice. This is textbook page 39. And the intention for videos like this is that you try the problems to the best of your ability, and then you watch this video when you're ready to check answers. However, I'm going to provide some hints here, so if you need some hints, that's fine too. The idea being, though, that you don't just watch the video and copy the answers onto your textbook, because that wouldn't be the best way to learn these skills. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to get a little whiteboard out. I'm going to show you some tricks here. Okay, so check out number 3. The directions say find the LCM of each pair of numbers, and I know that the M in LCM stands for multiple. So if I listed my multiples of 8 and 56, I want to show you why you would not want to list the multiples of 8 first. This kind of goes for when you have a small number like 8 and a large number by 56, don't waste your time listing the multiples of 56 first, and I'll show you why. The first multiple of 56 is 56 times 1, that's 56. The second multiple would be 56 times 2, that's going to be 112. The third multiple of 56 would be 56 times 3, that's going to be 168. And it's just going to get more complicated and more difficult to do mentally. So I'm going to stop right there. Now I'm going to do my multiples of 8. 8s are pretty fast. I'm going to do 8 times 1 is 8, 8 times 2 is 16, 8 times 3 is 24, 8 times 4 is 32, 8 times 5 is 40, 8 times 6 is 48, 8 times 7 is 56, 8 times 8 is 64. Oh wait, I just noticed. What is the least common multiple of 56 and 8? It's 56. So I want you to notice something. Sometimes your answer, your LCM, is one of the numbers. And I want you to think about why that would be the case. Let's pretend we never did the multiples of 56. And we just did our multiples of 8. And if we were doing our multiples of 8, and we got to 48, and then we got to 56, you just got to keep in mind what your other number would be. If I did my multiples of 8 first, and I got to 56, and I was keeping that in my brain that the other number was 56, what's the first multiple of every single number? It's itself. It's that number times 1. So sometimes when the smaller number is a factor of the larger number, the LCM is actually the larger number. Now, is that the case every time? No, but it is the case for number 4. Check out number 4. Remember what we just said about the two numbers, if the smaller one is a factor of the larger one? If you think about the factors of 50, 25 is one of them. So do your factors, or your multiples of 25. You get 25 and 50. And now do your multiples of 50. 50 times 1 is 50. So notice that, again, sometimes the larger number in a multiple list is actually the answer. So let's move on. I don't remember if there's any more of these that look like that. See, this isn't going to work for number 5. It won't be the same for number 5. And here's basically why. When you list your multiples of 12, 30 won't be one of them. So sometimes you have to, like the first two that we did, the first two problems we did, the answer was the larger number. It won't be the case here. If we were to compare this to the other ones, we'll simply see that by listing the multiples of 12. We get 12 times 1 is 12. 12 times 2 is 24. 12 times 3 is 36. We shot right past 30. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a couple of my 30s. 30 times 1 is 30. 30 times 2 is 60. And I suspect that's going to be the answer. In fact, I can simply ask myself, is 60 going to be a multiple of 12? Another way of saying that is 12 a factor of 60. And it is, because if you check out your 12s, it goes 36, 48, and 60. So when you're doing these, it is good to keep track in your mind just predictions on what you think they will be. Now for number 6, some kids could get a prediction wrong here because, let me show you, let me get number 6 wrong on purpose. Number 6, kids might say, well, the answer is going to be 60. And I agree that the answer could be 60, and it seems like it should be, but I want to show you why it's not going to be 60. If you did your 10s only, you'd get 10, 20, 30, and I want you to notice how 30 is going to appear in the 6s too. 6 times 1 is 6, times 2 is 12, times 3 is 18, times 4 is 24, times 5 is 30. So 60 seemed like the right answer, but it's not. 30 is a less number than 60 that is both a multiple of 6 and 10. So there are various strategies listing the multiples is definitely a really safe way to do it, because if you just try to do it mentally, it's not always going to work that way. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and move this up. I'll rewrite these answers, but I'm going to move this up a little bit so we can see the problems we're working on here. Probably just do 3 through 10 here, and then we'll start a new video. So the LCM of 8 and 56 is 56. And the LCM of 12 and 30 is 60. And the LCM of 25 and 50 is 50. And the LCM of 6 and 10 is 30. So now I'm on number 7. And my multiples are 16 and 24. And I suspect this would be a good one for doing about 2 or 3 in each list and then seeing if it pops up. So my multiples of 16 include 16 times 1 is 16, 16 times 2 is 32, 16 times 3 is 48. Now I'm going to do my multiples of 24. I'm going to get 24 times 1 is 24, 24 times 2 is 48, and like I suspected, it popped up pretty quick. The LCM of 16 and 24 is 48. Let's check out number 8, the LCM of 14 and 21. Do the same thing on this one as I did on the last one. I'm just going to do about 2 or 3 in each list. I'll start with 21 this time for no good reason. 21 times 1 is 21. 21 times 2 is 42. And that's an even number. I wonder if maybe 14 does go into 42. 14 times 1 is 14. 14 times 2 is 28. And if I'm not sure, if I'm not very good with my 14s, I would look on my multiplication chart and see that 14 goes into 42 3 times. So it's 42. 42 is a multiple of both 14 and 21. And it is the least common multiple. Number 9. The multiples are 9 and 15. Those are the numbers, and I need to find the multiples. And in this case, I'm going to do my larger number first. Since 9 doesn't go into 15, I'm just going to do my multiples of 15. And I'm going to keep in mind as I do this, does 9 go into 15? No. So I'm going to find the second multiple of 15, which is 30. Does 9 go into 30? No. So I'm going to do my third multiple of 15, which is 45. And I do know that that's going to be my answer, since 9 times 5 is 45. So 45 is my answer because it is the least number that both 15 and 9 go into. So that is a way that you can get these without making both lists. Number 10. The multiples of 5 include 5 times 1 is 5, 5 times 2 is 10, 5 times 3 is 15, 5 times 4 is 20, 25, 30, and I'm just going to ask myself, does 11 go into any of those numbers? And it doesn't, so I'm going to keep going. This might take a while. 35, 40, 45, and I'm kind of out of room here, so I'm just going to do this mentally. I'm going to keep counting by 5s, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to maybe quickly do my 11s. 11s are super easy. 11, 22, 33, 44, 55, and that's my answer right there. 55 goes into 55 is a multiple of 5. It's also a multiple of 11. Okay, we're going to stop this video and we will continue the rest of the page on the next video.